Hello students, welcome back. I hope you must be keeping well. In this session, we will be discussing the concept of De Moivre's theorem, in which you shall get to know that there can be two cases of De Moivre's theorem, that is when n is an integer and n is a rational number. We shall also discuss some of the applications of this theorem. So let's begin.
So the next topic that we have is the De Moivre's theorem, and we can have two cases in this. This is also an extremely important theorem and you can expect a question from this topic in your exams. So the first case says that if n is any integer, then cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power n is equal to cos n theta plus iota sine n theta. And secondly, similarly, if you have cos theta 1 plus iota sine theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus iota sine theta 2, so on cos theta n plus iota sine theta n, then that will be equal to cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta n plus iota times sine theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta n. So that just means, firstly, if you have cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power some power say n, then that power will come with the angle, that is it will become cos n theta plus iota sine n theta. And then if you have product of the form cos theta 1 plus iota sine theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus iota sine theta 2, so on cos theta n plus iota sine theta n, then that will be equal to cos of theta 1 plus theta 2 plus so on theta n plus iota times sine of theta 1 plus theta 2 so on theta n. Next case says if p and q belongs to z, they are integers, and q is non-zero, then cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power p by q is equal to cos of 2k pi plus p theta by q plus iota times sine 2k pi plus p theta by q, where k will vary from 0 to q minus 1. So just note here what is the difference between the two cases, that first of all we are taking n to be an integer, and in this case when index n is an integer, then we can see that this cos theta plus iota sine theta raised to the power n has exactly one value, which is cos n theta plus iota sine n theta, right? When n is an integer, this has got exactly one value, which is this. But when n is a rational number of the form p by q, where q is obviously non-zero, then rather than being an integer, it is a rational number, then this has got exactly q different values. Since k is varying from 0 to q minus 1, that means it has got q different values, right? So it will be clearer once we discuss the example. The example says find all the roots of the equation z raised to the power 4 minus of 1 plus I equal to 0. So how do we proceed in such type of questions? You will write down z raised to power 4 is given to be 1 plus I, and that means z is equal to 1 plus I raised to the power 1 by 4. So I'll tell you the solution in steps. Step 1 says express 1 plus I in polar form, right? So first of all we will be expressing this in polar form. So that would mean 1 plus I is r times cos theta plus iota sine theta. So 1 plus I is r times cos theta plus iota sine theta, which means r cos theta is 1 and r sin theta is 1. By equating the real and the imaginary parts, this is what I get. So from this we can conclude that you can square and add, and you can get r square is 2, so r becomes root 2, and we have obtained the value of r, and similarly you can obtain the value of theta also. You can divide it and get tan theta equal to 1, so theta becomes pi by 4. So finally z becomes root 2 cos of pi by 4 plus iota sine pi by 4. By substituting the values of r and theta, this is what I get, and so we are required to find out the value of this raised to the power 1 by 4. So that becomes 2 raised to 1 by 8 cos of pi by 4 plus iota sine pi by 4. So z becomes 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 cos pi by 4 plus iota sine pi by 4 whole raised to the power 1 by 4. Now, once you are done with this, step 2 is add 2m pi in the principal argument, right? So that means z will become 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 into cos of 2m pi plus pi by 4 plus iota of sine 2m pi plus pi by 4. So this is what I get. Step 2 says just add 2m pi in principal argument. So I have added 2m pi in the angle, that is cos 2m pi plus pi by 4 plus iota times sine 2m pi plus pi by 4. And then my next step is that apply De Moivre's theorem. What do we mean by that? Z is 2 raised to 1 by 8, then I have cos 2m pi plus pi by 4 plus and therefore I will have it as into 1 by 4. Since my power is 1 by 4, it will get multiplied with the angle. So I have cos 2m pi plus pi by 4 into 1 by 4 plus iota times sine 2m pi plus pi by 4 into 1 by 4. Next step is step 4 says put m equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 to get the 4 roots of the equation. Since we have raised to the power 1 by 4, so obviously we will be having 4 roots, and therefore we will be putting m equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 to get the 4 roots of equation. So for m equal to 0, we have z1, first root becomes 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 cos of pi by 16 plus iota sine pi by 16. M equal to 1, z2, it will become 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 cos 9 pi by 16 plus iota sine 9 pi by 16. Next, m equal to 2, z3 will be 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 cos 17 pi by 16 plus iota sine 17 pi by 16. I am just substituting the values of m. If we put m equal to 2, so I get 4 pi plus pi by 4, that becomes 17 pi by into 1 by 4 we have, so it will become 17 pi by 16 plus iota times 17 pi by 16. And similarly you can find out your z4 also, right? So this is how, okay, I'll write it down here. Z4 becomes 2 raised to the power 1 by 8 cos 25 pi by 16 plus iota times sine 25 pi by 16. So this is how you apply the De Moivre's theorem to get the roots of the equation. You will proceed stepwise. Firstly, you will assume your z4, since we had the equation as z4 minus 1 plus I equal to 0. First of all, what we will do is we will put z equal to 1 plus I raised to the power whatever we have, that is 1 by 4. Then you will try to express your given complex number in polar form. You will find out the values of r and theta, and then you will substitute them in this equation. And finally, we will have an equation of this form. Then you will add 2m pi, do not forget this step, you will add 2m pi in the principal argument. Then you will reach this form, and finally you will be applying the De Moivre's theorem, and so the power will get multiplied with the angle. We will have a form of this, we will get the equation of this form, and then just finally put the values of m, and finally you will get the roots. So the process is quite simple, it's a bit lengthy, so do practice a very good number of questions on this topic also.
So I hope you must have understood the De Moivre's theorem. It is a simple as well as an interesting topic, so it can fetch you some easy scores. So just practice a good number of questions on this topic. In the next session, we will be switching to the cube roots of unity and nth roots of unity, which is again an interesting topic. So stay tuned for my next lecture.